Hi friends, Simit here from. Hello, hello. Is there this audio working? Excuse me. Hi friends, Simit here from InformedTrades.com. Today is the daily Forex trade spotting, trades as I see them. Uh, I do this every day. We're a little late today. It's supposed to start at 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 a.m. Eastern time, which is 1 p.m. GMT. Had some technical difficulties that resulted in a delay. So let's quickly jump right into it. Okay. Okay, now first things first is the Euro US dollar pair that I'm on. Ah, that should make the audio a little better, I think. Okay. Um okay, here we go. Euro US dollar. Let's add the moving averages. There we go. Now I got filled on this yesterday, so this position is slightly in the money. No real action to do. It's not time to move the stop up to break even. Um, it's not time to take profit, so just sit here and wait. Um, okay, so this seems to be having some problem here. Okay, still having some weird issues with these charts. Um, so we'll seem to need to reload each time. Euro, New Zealand dollar. Now, excuse me, still a little under the weather from the cold spell we're having here in the U.S. Euro, New Zealand dollar. Now this is starting to get a little interesting here. Yesterday's candle ended up being a doji. Excuse me, let's plot the indicators. This. Okay. So we're between the 50 and 200 moving averages, 50 simple, 200 EMA. Now we do see, in some instances, this could suggest that the trend isn't that strong. We do see a pattern of lower highs. That's something that I'm seeing here. Let me draw that. Um, you could draw a upward sloping trend line like this. That I think is a fairly legitimate trend line that's been tested 3 times. Or well, here's a starting point. Almost gets tested here. Here's a clear test. We have a long wick, so the bulls did defend it. Bulls defend it here again, and here we do see a pattern of low or higher lows. Excuse me. Formed a low here, and the next low was a little bit higher, and of course the higher lows go back to here. So I do think there's enough interest or enough signs to suggest a bullish trend. We also have a little bit of a price channel, or let's try drawing a price channel. I want to draw it here. So you can sort of draw a price channel. Let's see. There we go. Um, so within the range of this trend line, we have a price channel as well. To me, that signals sufficient evidence for an upwards trend. Let's see if there is a level we could enter at, or a decent trade setup here. Okay, the first horizontal support level that sticks out is here. Let's make that black. There's another one here, right? Oh, there we see the market bounce off here, and that's sort of where we are. So we're at a support level, and I'm calling this a support level based on this price action that we see right here, August of 2013, as well as here, July of 2013. So I would feel comfortable entering there in terms of a stop loss level of place. Where would I want to put that? Definitely, we would assume these lows are going to be preserved. Change that to red. Brighter shade of red. Okay, so that means we're putting the stop loss about 130 pips away. Does that give us enough room? So we need to target about 450 pips. No, 390 pips, excuse me. So if we enter at 6,400, 390 pips puts us over or right near 68. And we should, if we target the up, excuse me, the top of this trend line here, we could actually go all the way up here. So we're almost at, we're almost at 7,000, 1.7. So this is a trade I'll be placing. Here's the setup. You can see it right here. Enter at enter at 64. Stop loss at 62.73. Target profit of 69.79. And that gives me a reward risk of better than 3 to 1, which I always like. And I think there's enough technical evidence to justify it. So I'm just going to write this down for placing the actual trade. Euro, New Zealand dollar. And we'll enter at 1.6400. Stop at 62.74. And the target is 69.79. Excuse me. Okay. Moving on. Euro pound. Still gonna need more of a pullback here. There was this is a pair I had shorted before, and I took a little bit of profit, but really I would need to see a pullback to right here, 83.75, or excuse me, 83.48. Right at this level, you see where my mouse is here. That's clearly the level the price is tested. Other than that, there isn't enough. Let's just draw the Fibonacci lines to get an idea. You know, if we were to draw from this move here. Oh. Oh. All right, well, ignore that. I'll change it to Fibonacci. That was a pitchfork. We do have material on pitchfork analysis on InformedTrades. Okay. Well, yeah, so still need more of a pullback. You know, like I mentioned, I want to see this come to here. You know, so no real opportunity on Euro pound, in my opinion. Euro Australian dollar. Okay. We have had a clear, we are seeing a little bit of a pullback, but I think we need to see more based on the price action. Change this to black. Yeah, I would want to see a pullback to 49.90. Let's draw our Fibonacci just for good measure. Start it here. You could make a case to start it here, to start at the breakout. I don't think it's going to yield. Anyway, I wouldn't enter just on the Fibonacci. I would want to see price fall to support. Okay, so if we fell to, now we have some confluence that Fibonacci from the breakout here, or from this point here. That puts us right at that horizontal level. So we have a 50% Fibonacci level and a horizontal support level based on the price responding, how it responded here. At 49.90, still need more time there. So no real opportunity. Now, I should have done this earlier, but I also have 2 entry orders placed. And if you were following along yesterday, you know that I placed entry orders on, let me pull them up, on Canada Swiss and Euro Canada. So now we can look at Euro Canada. And remember, since I already have a Euro US dollar trade on, oh, it's not working here for whatever reason. Since I already have a Euro US dollar trade on, I want to be careful how much Euro positions I want to take. So I wouldn't want to take, I'll have, now I have this order, so I'm getting definitely a little, I won't want more Euro. After I put on Euro Kiwi, that's already perhaps a little too much, because I have a Euro dollar position on, and if one of them gets filled, if this Euro Canada gets filled, or the Euro Kiwi that I'm about to place gets filled, if one of them gets filled, I'd like to close out the other one, because I wouldn't want 3 trades all going long the Euro. That's a little too much concentration for my preference. Okay, Euro Canada. This is, I had the entry order right here. It didn't get filled. So this one looks like it's not going to get filled. That's fine. Or, nothing you can do. The other order I had on is CAD Swiss. Just need to go up here. Yeah, I'm not interested in chasing. If I miss the move, so be it. But it has to come at the price that I was looking at. Now this is also, moved in favor, but it didn't get filled. So I had an entry order right. Where was the entry order? It was right at the top here, 85.30. Didn't get filled. I'm going to keep that entry order on. Especially with this pair, the move isn't so pronounced. We might get some back and forth, and it might end up getting filled, and I will accept it if that happens. But so for those orders, it's nice that the analysis was validated in a way. The position moved, in my favor. Of course, it went without me, so that's not that that's not that much validation. But better to not get filled than to get filled and lose. So if I don't get the price I want, then I'd rather not be in it. No need to chase, definitely. Pound dollar, okay. So we do have a hammer candlestick on a pullback here, but I still would like to see more of a pullback. This isn't much of a pullback at all. Yeah, I really would like to see a pullback to here. This is just too small of a pullback. So not gonna take pound dollar. Let's see what pound Aussie looks like. Same scenario, not enough of a pullback. We saw this on Euro Australian dollar, excuse me. A lot of it is I just want to see more of a pullback. Pound Kiwi. Now we are placing a Euro Kiwi trade, so in this instance, Pound Kiwi is definitely something I like to keep an eye on. I mentioned that yesterday, but I still think I want to see more of a pullback. So if we can go back to 96.30, right now we're at 98.10, so about 200 pips, 180 pips away. If we can fall that much more, I think it'll be much stronger. Let's see where the moving averages are. Okay. Yeah. Um, I'd like to see a little more of a pullback, basically. So, let price come to you. That's the way I operate from. I've chased before. It hasn't served me well, so I definitely do not wish to keep that habit up. Pound yen. Yeah. Still need more of a pullback. And like I mentioned this in the past couple days, counter trend traders, they won't have as much waiting to do if they're willing to trade the trend and with the trend. But I'm not looking just to trade. I'm looking for select opportunities. So if there's no trades in place, that's fine by me. Yesterday we identified two orders, didn't get filled. Today we identified an order. I'm generally not going to have more than four open trades where the stop is not a break even. So if I have some profits locked in, I'll put on more trades. But if the stops aren't locked in or the profits aren't locked in, and the stops could still result in a loss, I probably won't have more than four open at the moment. Because I'm risking a quarter on each one, and I don't want to risk more than 1% really at any given time. Minimizing drawdown is my top preference because personally I would like to be able to put a larger amount of capital. However, to do that and do that comfortably, I need to keep risk in a very limited basis. And that's also something to consider if any of you out there are mirroring my trades. If you're speculating with capital that's you're willing to risk much more of, then you can put on larger positions. So risk is very customizable. If you just put on a larger position, if you want to take more risk. Of course, I recommend that with caution, because most people that ends up being a bad idea. Um, okay, pound Swiss. Now this is setting up actually where the market's really ripping. And when that happens, we're going to have a correction, and when that correction comes, it's often a good opportunity to enter for swing traders. However, this point is just I'm not interested in chasing. I don't want to try calling the top here. So no, nothing really to do. Okay. So basically, the situation with the pound is we're still waiting. The closest that I saw was pound Kiwi, um, but I would still like to see if we can fall 180 more pips. Okay. Now let's move on to dollar denominated pairs. Let's go to dollar Singapore. Yep, still need a pullback. So whenever you see this, we're in an uptrend. If we're in an uptrend, I want to see more red candles. There was probably an opportunity here. However, I would still, even in that case, even when we pull back here, I would want to see price fall to here, right? So we didn't get that, and that's fine. If we don't get the pullback, then I'll just get I'd rather not trade than not get the price I want. Okay, dollar Canada. Yep, same situation. Still ripping. Nothing to do here. Dollar Swiss. hmm Well, here, are we? Now I have a euro dollar position already on, so that's sort of and euro dollar and dollar Swiss are incredibly correlated. So I really wouldn't want to trade them both at the same time. Um, okay, we are at a support level that I find interesting. Um, you could argue somewhere in this range, there's some interesting things going on. Um, so right around that level. Let's see what Fibonacci tells us. Start here, go down here. Okay. So, and now we're also in this Fibonacci area. We do have a doji candlestick here. However, if we entered on that, we'd still be running a loss. Mainly, I might look at to place an order, but since I already have the euro US dollar position on, which did it in hindsight is now looking like it's not. I should have waited an extra day before placing that. So it's not a position I look to add to. And if I put on a dollar Swiss position, that's basically the equivalent of adding to the existing euro dollar position. So for diversification reasons, um, I wouldn't want to add yet. If it moves in my favor and I'm looking and the trend really proves itself and I want to add to the trend, ride the trend and get the most out of it as much as I can, then I might be interested in dollar Swiss or euro dollar. At this point, not so much. Dollar yen, yeah. So here, you want to see a pullback, right there. So we're getting closer, but still about 120 pips away. Seems to be a number that we're encountering a lot today. Okay, so we've looked at euro pairs, pound pairs, US dollar pairs. We looked at Canada pairs. Let's look at our Australian dollar pairs. Oh, AUD, USD. Start with that one. Aussie dollar. Okay. Hmm. So yeah, I would still want to see a pullback to right around here. So we're clearly in a bear trend. If we can pull back, if we can rally to here, it might be a short opportunity. Still have more room to go. Still got to go about 200 pips. Let's see. Aussie yen. Probably gonna be the same thing. Probably still need more of a pullback. That's what we're seeing on the yen pairs. Oh, this is well. Aussie yen has been the very choppy one. So we've been in this range, from this range. Basically, you could. Okay. Um, hmm. Okay, there was some technical. It had a whole bunch of technical difficulties this morning. Okay, so we should be now looking at a Aussie yen chart, right? Okay. All these technical issues. Okay, so Aussie yen, yes, it's still in that range. It's been, I don't want to trade a range bound pair. I know, for those who are maybe new to trading, it seems like I'm rejecting, or I've always have all these requirements, which is true, which is the case. That's not just, I'm not looking to take opportunities unless they meet a very specific set of criteria, which means I'm going to be looking at a whole bunch of charts and just saying no. Um, but on average, at least thus far in the new year, I've been placing a couple of orders a day. Those orders don't always get filled. Last year, once I started looking at the daily chart, when I was looking at the 4-hour chart, I was trading a bit more, but on the daily chart, it ended up being like 10 trades a month. So it ends up being a little over 100 trades a year, 120 trades a year. Aussie Canada, still need more of a pullback. And when you're looking at the daily chart, when you look with this approach that I have, swing trading, you get to see, oh, that's not where I want to draw it, right here. So we see this base forming, we see the market slowly around, and we can see it, over weeks going right to our target level. We know when the price is here that we're not going to do anything until we get to 96.89. Um, so we can just sort of watch it go up there. Take our time, log in every day. And maybe it won't get there, in which case we won't get the trade. But if it does, we can reevaluate, see the candlesticks, and see if there's an opportunity. I'll see New Zealand dollar. Oh. Okay. Aussie Kiwi. Yeah, this is still a downtrend, still need more of a pullback. So this there's no real, resistance level for it to pull back to all the way up until here maybe. So I don't know if we necessarily need to wait all the way 500 pip pullback, because that's the kind of thing that might not happen, or might, there's probably other opportunities along the way, but we'll see. At least at this point, we definitely want to see the price start to reverse and head upwards before we can look to short it again. So just to clarify, we're clearly in a downtrend, so we're looking for shorting opportunities based on this method, this type of swing trading. However, we want to wait for a pullback. We don't just want to short here. We want to wait for a pullback within the downtrend. So we aren't really seeing a pullback. When we do, that might be our opportunity. Okay, so basically nothing on the Australian dollar out of the currency pairs that we're looking at. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. From here. Okay. This is still a little choppy. Let's pull up the moving averages. Okay, so price is now at least above the moving averages. It's still a little choppy. Um, maybe if it pulls back to here, I'd look to buy. Um, but we'll see. At least at this point, no real opportunity. Kiwi has this is interesting price action, but it's not for me. Uh, we have seen a bunch of opportunities that are close on New Zealand dollar. The only one, the order I'll be placing today is on Euro New Zealand dollar, which we discussed earlier in this video. Okay. Let's see, New Zealand, Canada. That's the next one to look at. Okay, and that's an example of, that price is just moving without us. Or, well, I should say, well, it is moving without us, but that's not really, there's lots of stuff moving. So that's not really an issue, but in order to enter here, we just need a pullback. Probably to like right here, or right here maybe. 87.50, 87.40. Yeah. 87.50, if we got to pull back to there, 87.40, that'd be interesting to consider. We are about 120 pips away from that. Again, need a lot of stuff to move 120 pips. That's the third thing we've identified. Okay, so not yet on New Zealand Kiwi, or New Zealand Canada. New Zealand Yen, Kiwi Yen. Yep, still need a pullback. So that's a lot of, this type of swing trading. A lot of the game is just waiting for pullbacks. And if they don't come, then, that means there's no trade opportunity. When they do come, you still want them to meet a number of criteria. And I think that is it for the chart review session. So basically, Euro New Zealand dollar is the only order I'll be placing today. I'll have that documented and shared on InformedTrades.com if you're looking for more of a write-up, the exact parameters of the trade, and a screenshot. If you have any questions, anything you want to add, join us on InformedTrades.com. Thanks and best of luck in your trading.